everyone, Katrina here, and today we're going to talk about implicit differentiation with trigonometric functions. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. Okay, so if you've been following my channel, I've already had a few videos on implicit differentiation. I have a full crash course out there that takes you through all the steps necessary, and I also have a few other example videos, so be sure to check out those if you want some more background. Today we're going to dive into a bit of a trickier problem, and this problem involves trigonometric functions. You already have all the skills you need to solve trig derivatives, but today we're going to put together our knowledge of trig and implicit differentiation together to solve this particular example. So in particular, we're going to be supposing that tan of xy equals to x plus y. And it defines y as a function of x near some point 0, 0. Okay, so we're considering this function tan xy equals to x plus y. We're saying that y is our dependent variable, so it defines a function of x, and we're also specifying the region in which this holds true. So let's take a little moment and draw out our region that we're going to be considering today. So it says that this defines our function near point 0, 0. So point 0, 0 is our origin, so we can put that on our plot right over there. And then what we want to do is we want to basically draw this region, this open region near this point. So we're going to be considering everything kind of in this region that is near 0, 0. And for every x, there is one and only one value for y. So that is also important to note. So when we do these calculus problems, sometimes we can't just go right into, okay, let's solve this example right away, but we have to think about a little bit more of the situation and the environment and the behavior of our functions around different points. Because sometimes a function can be evaluated around one point, but it's not able to be evaluated around some other point. So that's why we had to add these few extra criteria and considerations before we dive explicitly into this problem. Okay, so now that we have our problem defined, let's see what we're actually looking for. So for this example, we want to find y prime of 0. So another way we can write this is with Leibniz notation, dy over dx at 0. So we're differentiating y with respect to x, and we want to find what is the value when x equals to 0. So this 0 is our x value right over there. Okay, so first of all, when we look at implicit differentiation problems, we usually want to identify why are we using implicit differentiation instead of normal differentiation. So we use implicit differentiation when y is kind of within or stuck within our function and it's not too friendly to just go ahead and rearrange it. Because right now we can in particular see that we have a y trapped within our tan. So that's going to be a little bit of a hassle to rearrange, and then we also have another y value over here. So because of this, we're just going to go straight into implicit differentiation. So if you remember our steps for implicit differentiation, step 1 is to differentiate both sides of the equation. Okay, so there's our step 1, differentiate both sides. So let's start by doing that. So we want to take d over dx of our tan xy, and that equals to d over dx of x plus y. Okay, so we've set up the structure. Now let's go ahead and work on solving that. So derivative of tan. So if you've watched my trig derivative videos, we know that the derivative of tangent is secant squared. So we've got secant squared of xy, and then now this is kind of where our step 2 comes in. So we'll just sneak that in there, I guess. We want to use chain rule when we're taking the derivative of y. So here we know that y is our dependent variable, so we have to multiply the derivative by dy over dx when we see this y value. So what does that mean? So we're going to take essentially the derivative of the outside here, and now we're going to apply chain rule, and now we're going to take the derivative of the inside, so that we have d over dx of x times y, okay? And then here we can split this up, so we've got the derivative of x, so d over dx of x, and then plus d over dx of y. Okay, so let's go on to the next step. So we keep this secant squared the same of xy, and then now we have to apply the take the derivative of the inside using chain rule. And we're actually going to have to use chain rule again, and we're also going to have to use product rule. So since we have two different terms here, we're going to have to use product rule and then chain rule as well, which I'll show you in just a moment. So here, by doing this, we have the derivative of the first one, which will be 1, times the second, which is y, plus the derivative of the second. So we've got, what is the derivative of y here? It would just be y prime times the first. Okay, so essentially this over here is also using chain rule, because since y is our dependent variable, when we take its derivative, we have to just express it as dy over dx or y prime, because this is what we're trying to find in the end. We're trying to rearrange our function to find y prime, so that's why we have to write it in this way. And then if we look at the right hand side of our equation, the derivative of x with respect to x is just 1, and then again here we have dy over dx, and we're just going to be using our prime notation, so we're just going to change that to y prime, just for ease of use in this case. Okay, so let's just write this out once more so that it's all simplified. So we've got secant squared of xy multiplied by y plus xy prime equals to 1 plus y prime. Okay, so this problem is specifically asking us for the derivative of y when x equals to 0. And we know from this problem that when x equals to 0, y equals to 0. Because we said that this function defines y as a function of x near 0, 0. And then we can apply that over here, so that we're essentially going to be plugging in the point 0, 0 into our derivative to find what is the answer at when y prime is at 0. So what is the answer of y prime when x is at 0? Okay, so let's go ahead and plug this in. So now we've got secant squared of 0 times 0 multiplied by 0 plus 0 times y prime equals to 1 plus y prime at 0. So I guess we can add that over here, y prime at 0 there. Okay, so this actually turns into a very friendly problem for us, which is really nice. So we see that our whole left-hand side of the equation just becomes 0. Well, here, this whole thing equals to 0, and then anything multiplied by 0 equals to 0. So this all goes away to 0. So great, our left-hand side of the equation is 0, and then our right-hand side is just 1 plus y prime at 0. And if we rearrange this one step further, we get that y prime at 0 equals to negative 1. And that there is our final answer. So you get a big smiley face for that. So great job, everyone. So this actually showed us that by solving our implicit differentiation problem at a specific point, it really helped us because we didn't have to go through the hassle of rearranging our equation for dy over dx because a lot of our terms end up just canceling out. So then whatever was left, we just had to rearrange for our final term of y prime at 0. So that's what we did here. So this is a great example how we can use implicit differentiation when you have trigonometric functions, and especially when you have your y trapped within that trig function. It's a great excuse or a great opportunity to use implicit differentiation. And with that, we'll end our video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe for more and definitely drop a like or any comments if you have questions. And I'll see you next time.